Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. Welcome to ADA Celebration 2010. How about the humidity being gone today? Not only do we have a great celebration, but we're going to do it without melting into just piles of sweat in the middle of Fountain Square, which I think is a good thing for everybody. So glad you could make it out here today, everyone. My name is Bob Herzog. I work for Local 12, do a little anchoring, do a little traffic, do a little dancing every once in a while, as frightening as that sounds, but it's true. I'm honored to be here today to play a small part in the program. We've got lots of wonderful folks who have come out today to say a few words. We're blessed to have some wonderful guests with us today who are going to come up to the microphone and say a few words. And we're going to start with State Representative from District 28, the Northern Hamilton County District. Connie Pillage is here. Connie, come on out if you would. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How are ya? Woo! I'm State Representative Connie Pillage. I represent some northern suburbs in the county. And I just want, I didn't do that. Okay, there. I just want to let you know that I co-sponsored House Bill 22 up in Columbus. We're calling it the Thomas Ashcroft Memorial Act. This is an act that has passed the House and is in committee in the Ohio Senate, and I hope you all join me in contacting your senator to urge its passage, because it's going to make sure that when any business clears the snow out of its parking lot, they don't just dump it into the accessible parking spots. It's hard to think about snow in July, but by the time we get this bill passed, it'll be time to think about snow. We got a plan. So please remember House Bill 22. Make sure we get that passed. I'm very proud to support it, and I'm so pleased to be here and see all you great people. Thank you.
Connie Pillage, thank you so much for that. It's easy for me to think about snow in July after sliding my car into a house on Highland Avenue last snow we got in February. I wake up in the middle of the night and go, ah, house! That's a whole different thing. Okay, we've got to hear from some more honored guests today. We do have U.S. Representative Gene Schmidt from Ohio's 2nd Congressional District with us here today. Please give Congressperson Schmidt a big round of applause if you would.
How's everybody at Channel 12? Excellent. Beautiful day, isn't it? The Lord does provide.
Yes, He does.
I got a little something I'm going to read, but I just want to say I remember when this bill was passed 20 years ago. And so many people were so concerned, how are they going to put their businesses together so that it could accommodate everybody? I was a township trustee at the time, and we had to retrofit our offices, and it was the right thing to do so that everybody has access to every single building. And we have to continue to work on this and to make sure that we can improve it. I'm proud that our state legislature is finally going to address the parking lot issue. I'd like to stretch it one more further if Connie's still here. I think that the lines should line up where the parking spaces are with where the ramp is to get into the building. Have you ever noticed sometimes the parking space is here and the ramp to get in the building is over there? That's not a good thing, Connie. We need to clean that up in Ohio. And I know you're the lady to do it. Anyway, I do have a certificate of recognition I'd like to read. It's the 20th anniversary, July 26, 2010. Americans with Disabilities Act. I would like to acknowledge the 20th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, as this ordinance has served as a comprehensive plan of equality for the disabled since 1990. The Americans with Disabilities Act has made a difference in numerous lives through its promotion of fairness, justice, and impartiality. The Act offers protection against discrimination in all parts of life, including education, employment, healthcare, housing, and public services. Through recognition of the challenges which those with disabilities face and through a commitment of an equitable future, the Act has been very successful. With this certificate, I recognize the importance of the Americans with Disabilities Act thus far and offer hope for its continued success in the future. It is honorably and humbly signed by me, and I don't know who I should give this to. Robert, will you accept this? Thank you so much. Now I'm glad I had my picture taken with you. You're the man. Thank you, Robert. God bless you. And God bless the USA.
Representative Schmidt, thank you so much for that. We do have some other folks who are going to be coming up here shortly. In fact, John Romer, are you coming up to give me someone else's card right now? Okay, we know Steve DREIHAUS is on his way here shortly. He's here. I knew a West Side guy'd be walking up here any second now. All right, man, good to see you. Come on up. I shouldn't call you man like that on the microphone. That's not the proper way to introduce Representative Steve DREIHAUS from Ohio's 1st Congressional District, everybody.
You look so nice. I like the hair. Well, thank you very much. It's certainly an honor to be here. You know, I remember 20 years ago, I was working in a congressional office. I was working in Charlie Lucan's office when we passed the Americans with Disabilities Act. And I remember at the time, it was one of the most controversial things we did. But now, it seems as though the ADA is just taken for granted. That everything's been taken care of. And I think those of you who are in this crowd that live it day in and day out know better than to think that everything's been taken care of. Now, we've made progress, and the ADA was a huge step in the right direction to end discrimination when it comes to people that face barriers, either be it in our buildings or just crossing the street. We've made great progress, but we still have a long way to go in terms of overall inclusion in our schools, overall inclusion in the workplace, overall inclusion throughout our lives every day. I worked very closely when I was at the Community Building Institute with a guy named John McKnight. And John worked very closely in Chicago with Jack Pierpoint and others who really laid the foundation for the Americans with Disabilities Act, but they did it not by focusing on people with disabilities or the disabilities themselves, but by focusing on abilities, by focusing on the talents, the dreams, and the possibilities of folks with disabilities. We need to get rid of that idea that the focus should be on the disability. Our focus should be all about the ability.